Ladies and gentlemen, this is TVP World. You're watching another edition of Military Mind, bringing you news from the front lines. I'm your host, Benjamin Lee. Overnight, Ukrainian air defense shot down 22 of the 28 Russian drones fired at Ukraine. Moscow's forces targeted energy infrastructure facilities in several regions as Ukraine entered its third winter of the full-scale war. A Monday night attack by Russia targeted energy facilities in Ukraine's western Rivne and Ternopil regions. The head of Ternopil's regional defense headquarters has said that a drone struck an energy facility, leaving part of the city without power. The governor of Rivne has said that emergency services were working on site and reported no casualties. Meanwhile, according to a report by BBC News, Ukrainian units in Russia's Kursk region have been ordered to hold as much territory as possible until Donald Trump's inauguration on January 20th of 2025 in order to demonstrate that Ukraine is in control of the situation. Now, sources in the Ukrainian military told journalists that on the battlefield, they had felt little effects of Western countries finally allowing Kyiv to strike deep into Russian territory with those long-range Western missiles. According to BBC sources, the Ukrainian push into Kursk helped divert Russian forces from the Zaporizhia and Kharkiv regions. Now, turning to the Middle East, Lebanon's health ministry is reporting Israeli airstrikes in the south of the country and several attacks on Monday night, as last week's fragile ceasefire continues despite a renewed cross-border fire. The ministry said in post on X that an Israeli attack on the town of Harris killed 5 people and wounded 2. In Gaza City, a 4-story building was destroyed with dozens of civilians feared trapped under the rubble. The civil defense forces, with the help of civilians, are looking for survivors. Now, further south in the Gaza Strip, a group of civilians was targeted in Beit Lahia, according to witness reports, which says that at least 8 civilians were killed and 20 others wounded in a series of Israeli airstrikes. Meanwhile, the Russian Navy base at Tartus in Syria appears under imminent threats as the civil war turns against the Assad regime. As the front lines draws closer, Russia is already taking precautions. Moscow currently has 5 naval ships and a submarine base in Tartus. Now, this unexpected move comes several days into a sudden change in the situation in Syria's ongoing civil war. The Assad regime, of which Russia is a key ally, is now on the back foot, with opposition forces rapidly advancing towards the capital. We open with footage showing a Russian soldier comparing the village of Vesyoloye to environments from the hit video game Stalker. The post-apocalyptic landscape in this settlement in the Kursk region is a grim testament to the consequences of the war initiated by the Russian leadership in Moscow. The desolation, the destruction, and now defines daily life, leaving residents to grapple with the stark reality of decisions made far from their homes.
Поселок Веселая, игра Сталкер. Только все вживую.
This fresh clip from the occupied city of Tokmak reveals a fiery encounter that Russian forces won't soon forget. A drone strike targeted a military vehicle at a local gas station, leaving the area in flames. No more words are needed. Take a look for yourselves. We close out with footage showing Ukrainian Special Operations Forces conducting a daring raid on Russian position in the Kursk region. This video, shared on one of the official Telegram channels, showcases the precision and high-speed, low-drag nature of this mission. Now, during the operation, Ukrainian operators engage enemy forces, eliminating 7 Russian soldiers in an intense skirmish.
Выползаешь? Лови аптечку, сука. Еду. Что сидеть, ну? Шевелится, кого шевелится? Там ты там стреляешь! Кулек, мразь, руки вот. Ты так само, блядь, бро! Сюда, нахуй, сюда! Вече, блядь! Сколько вас здесь в общем?
8, Сань!
Глазки без оружия! Руки перед собой!
Да нас
Здесь
и так
100
на убой
человек.
бросили, зачем вы сопротивляетесь?
Він там словом. Броня, акуратно, там ще підери без мови. Стоять, блядь!
Спасибо пацанам из ЮАР Ким за то, что фантастически взяли нас в плен и распетушили наше подразделение. Из-за вас не будет в стране таких петушар. Слава Украине! Слава Украине!
And with that footage, we conclude this edition of Military Mind. But for more news, update, and commentary, please stay tuned to TVP World.